way that we're living now, and that we don't have to worry about paying for it. Hey, it's a payday, and it's called the day of the Lord. Okay, let's look at Psalms. Did you finish reading that, brother?
Yes.
Let's look at Psalms chapter 50. Psalms chapter 50. Don't fool yourself. Don't be lulled to sleep by this false prophecy when people tell you that, hey, you don't have to worry about nothing. The Lord is going to rapture us up and all this other stuff. No, it's not going to be anything like that. And if you believe that, hey, you are going to be in some serious trouble. You're going to be in some serious trouble. If you believe in God and if you believe in the Holy Bible and these pages that are in it, hey, you got to get yourself together. You will believe that you got to get yourself together. We're not talking about our words. We're reading the Bible. Psalms chapter 50 and verse 16. Go ahead.
But unto the wicked God said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
What do you got to talk about being out here being wicked? You living any kind of the way that you want to live. Go ahead.
Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee.
You don't want to hear that you got to keep God's law. Then you cast that behind your back and just say, oh, we saved by grace. You better find out about how grace works. Go ahead.
When thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers.
You call yourself serving God, but you taking part with adulterers. You putting your lots in with thieves. You know, people that's doing wickedness. Go ahead.
And thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
And that tongue frameth deceit. Go ahead.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such a one as thyself.
You thought I was just like you because ain't nothing happened yet. Since you haven't been seeing the big signs of the Lord returning, you thought, hey, that you can continue living like you live and keep doing what you're doing. See, but you fooling yourself. Go ahead.
But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. Go ahead.
Now consider this. Ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces.
Lest I tear you in pieces. The Lord talking about tearing people in pieces. We talking about the day of the Lord. Go ahead.
There be none to deliver.
And there be none to deliver, because nobody can deliver you from the Lord's hand. We talking about the day of the Lord. Once it's time, it's time. Amos chapter 5, and this is it. Amos chapter 5, and this is it. See, to those that are saying, oh, I'll be happy when the Lord returns. It's going to be so beautiful and all this. The rapture is going to happen. You are fooling yourself and nobody else. You're fooling yourself. You better find out what these scriptures, what these pages are talking about. Find out. Matthew 5, and pick it up at verse 18. Go ahead.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, because it's not going to be anything pretty. Go ahead.
To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. It's nothing pretty. Go ahead.
As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him.
You running from a lion. You thinking it's going to be an easy time. You think it's going to be all beautiful. You helping him for the day of the Lord, but you don't know what you asking for. It said, if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. Go ahead.
Or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light?
The day of the Lord be darkness and not light? Go ahead.
Even very dark, and no brightness in it.
And no brightness in it. The day of the Lord is going to be a terrible day. So if you're thinking there's going to be some type of secret rapture, and you ain't got nothing to worry about because the Lord's going to rapture you up because you saved by grace, you are sadly mistaken. You better find out what this book is talking about. I hope you got some understanding in Jesus' name.
Will the war on Iraq be the final war to